predominance of the culture of impunity in Israel, which contributes to repeated and increased violations.
The human rights situation in the occupied Syrian Golan is also deteriorating as a result of the occupation, which continues to violate the civil, political, economic, social and cultural rights of the Syrian population.
Israel, at the time that it continues to brag that it is the only democracy in the Middle East, continues to occupy the lands of others, including the Syrian Golan and Lebanon, and continues to perpetrate daily and successive systematic violations.
United Nations Watch, s'il vous plaît, monsieur.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before I address what we just heard here, permit me to speak about what we did not hear. On Saturday in Kenya, terrorists acting in the name of Islam attacked a shopping mall, murdering 62 people and injuring over 200 since the siege began just 2 days ago. There are an estimated 10 to 15 gunmen involved. On Sunday, a suicide attack in Peshawar in Pakistan in a church killed at least 78 innocent men, women and children, one of the deadliest attacks against Pakistan's Christian minorities in many years. A Taliban group of Islamic extremists has claimed responsibility. Now, why were these attacks not addressed today? Should not this World Tribune address a global scourge of religious-motivated terrorism that continues around the world in country after country to kill and maim day after day? Should not a global phenomenon be rightly addressed by this global body? Now, we just heard Pakistan speak for the Islamic group, but should they not have addressed that which just happened yesterday in their own country against their own vulnerable Christian minority? Mr. President, all we have heard instead are vehement accusations that Israel is violating human rights. Indeed, our debate today is the only agenda item of this 3-week session consecrated to one country, and it's Israel. Meanwhile, for now over 4 weeks, after the poison gas attack by Syria against its own people, our appeal for an urgent debate and an urgent resolution continue to go unanswered. Mr. President, part of the problem may be that we have to define our terms. Now, when we hear Syria speak about human rights and international law, does that include massacring over 100,000 people? Is that their definition of human rights? When we hear from Egypt speaking about human rights, does that include that which happened just a month ago, killing between 600 and 2,600 people and wounding thousands more in the most serious incident of mass unlawful killings in modern Egyptian history? What we have here, Mr. President, is a case of projection. That which they do to their own people, they're accusing their own neighbor of doing. Thank you, Mr. President.